I'll just say welcome to the positive spin.
Oh, we can't count past 6.
Welcome to the positive spin. Today we're talking about ideals from a man's perspective and ideals from a woman's perspective.
In potential mates. Potential mates.
Potential mates.
I feel like that's... We both came up with a few ideals that we have. I'm going to obviously represent the brothers, and she going to represent
The sisters?
the women.
What? You can use brothers, but I can use
You
sisters?
wouldn't be considered a sister in most cultures.
Why?
Because the sisters is the sisters. I'm just
Okay.
representing
Okay.
the
He's
bros.
representing the bros and I
Okay.
represented me.
She And I'm pretty sure this episode, I'm gonna just like what was it, the non-negotiables? I'm gonna have like 2 or 3, and you're gonna have like 50.
Well, no, because we're not talking just about ourselves. We are going to talk about ideals in general and what women look in.
I could think about 50 things
yeah,
that
'cause-
almost every woman thinks that they require out of a man.
Well, because we did talk about non-negotiables, and that's kind of different. That's stuff that we are looking for. Ideals is more, I want this person to be crazy smart and rich and whatever. We'll get to it. But ideals is a little bit different than non-negotiables, so that's why we're making this particular video.
Yes. And based off basically what I just said is I think it's gonna hold, but we'll see. We'll see.
Let's see,
And
let's see.
because I'll go ahead and start off, okay?
Okay.
And because men are extremely simple, and so I feel like I'm just gonna bang these out, okay?
All right, bang it out.
Number 1.
Let's see what brothers need. What can I say, brothers? Or
Yeah,
am I not
you-
qualified to say brothers?
No, you can say brother.
I can say brother. Okay.
So men aren't nearly as, I would go so far as to say, materialistic as women. So we don't require much.
Yeah, because
out of a woman.
Because women are not providers. Women look for providers.
That's fair
Men
enough.
don't look for. Well, some do, I guess. Okay, I'll keep going.
You cutting me off. See, you already offended. You already getting offended.
Whatever.
Anyways, women are looking for a man who can provide a certain quality of life, right? And men aren't really, how do I say, burdened by that same requirement out of women. So when it comes to the ideals in a woman, I came up with 3 that I think almost every man universally, every good
Only
man.
3?
Only 3.
Really?
Yeah, that I feel like every man universally. Ideals.
Okay.
Every man
And
universally.
the ideals, I mean, like, cosmos. The possibilities are endless.
See, and that's, therein lies the big difference between the sexes, in my opinion. When I say a word like ideals, a certain image pops up in your head and a certain image pops up in my head. And the 3 that I put out, while they aren't my non-negotiables, they are what I see as sort of the cream of the crop, what men are looking for in women when a man has reached a certain level of success in his life.
Okay, let's get to it.
And he's got his head on his shoulders.
Got it.
Okay. Number 1 ideal, men who are going to be great fathers, great husbands, hold the family down, take care of things around the house. They will want a woman who does not bring a lot of drama to the house. They're going to want a woman who's not extremely argumentative. They're going to want a woman.
Well, you talked about that in non-negotiables.
Yes. We are in the ideal.
Okay,
You cutting
I'm
me
sorry.
off. You going to let me talk?
Yes.
Are you going to let me talk?
Okay.
Okay, goodness
sir.
gracious. I'm going to give you the floor. You're going to have the floor to speak about your ideals.
Okay.
You're a 6'6" man, making $200K a year.
How tall are you?
Yeah, I ain't there.
You're not
That's,
6'6".
yeah, so if I don't make these
one.
ideas, we're going to have some questions later on. Anyways, we don't want that drama in the household. And I think that's going to be universal across men. They don't want an argumentative woman. Yeah, they don't want no woman who looking like she ready to knock him out, looking like she ready to, call her brother on him. all that nonsense. They also don't want a woman who engages in a lot of drama outside of the house and who kind of brings that sort of energy in the house. So, gossiping with her girlfriends and
What women don't
are you what?
gossip?
No. I'm okay with the gossip. I'm
Okay.
talking about the gossip where it's always inflammatory, where the drama.
Okay.
Gossip that lends into drama.
Well, you
Brittany said this.
You always have some beef
Kayla
with somebody.
said this. Yeah, Kayla
No
said
beef.
this.
Okay.
But I don't mess with that. You know what I mean? That type of stuff.
Okay.
We don't mess with that.
No beef in the house.
Also, and men, our house is our sanctuary, right? And we expect a sanctuary of peace. So an ideal in our woman would be someone who promotes an environment conducive to peace. They take care of the house a little bit. Obviously, we've discussed, the different roles and everything, but they take care of the house. They're okay with cooking. They're okay with keeping the place clean, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. That's the drama portion. Okay. Do you have any objections to that before I move on? Or do you want to just listen? Number 2. Ooh, and this is a good one. I think it's a good one.
Okay, go ahead.
You can breathe a sigh of relief. You definitely fall into this category, okay?
Well,
But-
I fall in the other category too.
Yeah, you're okay.
Okay,
So far you're 1 for 1, about to be 2 for 2
Okay,
in terms
okay.
of the ideal woman.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Men aren't trying to finish directing some other dude's movie. We want a fresh script of our own, meaning we're not trying to come in and raise some other dude's kids. We're not trying to come in and deal with, all the past relationships that a woman has dealt with. We want a woman who has
It's a
self-respect.
clean slate.
You ain't even got it. You don't have to be an absolute clean slate, but the cleaner the better. The cleaner, the higher value you bring to a man. In all honesty,
You think men actually care about it?
of course, we've had
Okay.
this conversation before. I think when men are dating a woman, if they don't plan on getting serious, it means a lot less to them. What your body count is in your life. But I think when we're getting serious with you, it is the highest ideal for us to have a woman who is not promiscuous, who has not been promiscuous in her life, and who has carried herself with a certain level of self-respect that entails, a woman that's worth sharing the world with.
It's interesting because when men date, they date those girls.
Yeah.
The more I feel like that's what I see. The loudest ones, the more fun ones.
We don't consider them to be very high value catches, right? And I don't mean to objectify women as a catch, a fish, out at sea. But if you look at it like that, a lot of things start to kind of become apparent. We are looking for a woman who raises our level, right? Just like a woman is looking for a man who raises their level. And how does a woman raise our level? Well, she has to be something that other dudes can't easily have, right?
Yeah, and again, we're talking about ideals here.
Yeah, these are ideals.
These are not like non-negotiables. These
Okay,
are
but
ideals.
thankfully you meet that
Yeah,
second
but I'm
ideal.
saying like somebody that is
I'm speaking-
watching this
okay.
video, I don't want them to be like, well, my body count is 50.
Okay, and guess what? That 50 body count lady is not going to be of very high value to a man who's considered successful in today's society. That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about ideals, and I'm talking about ideals for pretty much across the board for most men.
Okay.
These are I'm talking about men that are gonna step up to the plate, men that are gonna handle their business, take care of their family, take care of their wife, their kids, and
Grandma and grandpa.
everybody
else across
yeah,
the
and
street.
everybody else in their mama. And finally, and the third one actually kind of is a little bit like that second one because I kind of brought up valuing yourself and self-care and everything, but personal hygiene and just taking care of yourself.
Don't be stinky.
yes, that third ideal that I think is generally the expectation of men is having very good personal hygiene and valuing the image that you project out to the world. Obviously, it helps if you're like a 9 or a 10, on society's scale of beauty. But you don't even have to be that. A woman who takes care of herself, who works out, who eats right, who's who's not slovenly and slothly. You know what I mean? I don't even know if slothly is a word, but I think I've made my point. She can get a man. And she'll get a very high value man. So long as she brings herself out, she struts around with confidence, and she carries herself with that softness that only a woman can perfect. You get what I'm saying? She will have no shortage of suitors. And in my opinion, those are really the only 3 things we need.
Really? So let me get it straight. You want a drama-free lady that, what was the second one? Oh, that is not promiscuous, is very conservative.
No, you don't have to be very conservative.
With your body.
Yeah, okay, fair.
And also...
Woman in the streets, freak in the sheets.
A gym buff.
You don't have to be a gym buff. You just have to project a positive image on yourself.
Smell good lady.
Precisely.
Okay.
Yes.
That's all 3. Okay.
Yes. I think I represented the men very well.
The brothers?
Yes, from that.
That's what the brothers want.
Yes. 100%.
Okay.
It's all we need.
Okay, let's get to the me, I guess.
Yes. What are your ideals?
So let's talk about women. Women love usually taller guys. At least taller than them.
Okay.
Typically. The next thing, the guy has to be usually.
Usually what?
Fit.
Okay.
Yes, so they like a fit guy.
Why'd you wait to say that?
I don't know, because the word wasn't coming to my mind, and I was losing my train.
Skinny?
The train was out. And, I mean, you do need to go to the
I am
gym.
skinny, but I'm pretty strong, though.
Okay, good for you.
Good for me. Yikes.
No, I love
Good
you.
for you on your womanless island.
No, I love you, Boba.
Okay.
You were talking about you need a woman that goes to the gym and does all this stuff.
No, I said you don't have to be a 9 or a 10. It helps. But if you're not a 9 or a 10...
So I'm not 9 or a 10.
No, you see, you're lost right now. I said, but if a woman is not a 9, they don't have to be a 9 or a 10. If they go to the gym and they do all this, they can present themselves.
Okay. All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
No, you're crazy.
Yeah. So a taller man, a fit man. Of course, we can't take out the career aspect. They have to be financially secure. Because when a woman goes out, she wants to feel confident that she's not going to have to pull out her credit card because he ran out of money.
Okay.
You know?
That doesn't seem like an ideal. That seems like a requirement. That's the way you're framing it.
There was somebody that is, again, financially stable.
Okay.
That has a successful career.
Okay.
That's ideally.
Successful. Guy.
Successful career. Not
right.
just, Joe Schmo.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're down to maybe 1% of men now?
Good looking.
Okay.
It can't be a shoe.
Okay.
No shoes.
Okay. No shoes. No shoes.
With a great sense of humor.
Okay. Just let me make sure I'm following you, okay? You want a 6'6".
I didn't say 6'6".
Okay.
I said taller than me.
Okay. So 6'2".
Okay.
Right? 150K a year. Right? But he has to be, I don't know if the career and the money that he brings in are interchangeable, or if he has to be 150 plus and his career must be. Because, I
Well,
mean,
if
you
he
could be
makes-
making... Well, no, because you could be like a day trader on the stock market making $150 a year, and there's no guarantee
Well,
next
I
year.
forgot. You got to be smart.
Yeah, okay, so there's
Usually a
no
smart
guarantee
guy.
that money is going to translate year over year if he's not doing it right. So okay, he's got to have a stable career.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to be humorous, and he's got to
Be fit.
be fit.
Yes.
Okay. What else?
What else? I'm sure there's many more, but
No, what do you got? I'm sure you got many more.
do I have to put everything on the table right now?
Yeah, you got ideals. I want to hear your ideals. Talking about, I'm sure there's many more. Yeah, you have many more. Go ahead, tell me.
I don't know.
Because you added the humorous and the
Oh.
fit, and now we're down to maybe 1/4%.
Well, emotionally available.
Ooh. Okay, so now we're down to 0. And he's emotionally available.
You know,
He's gotta be buff.
a wholesome guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's got to be buff and strong and
He doesn't have to
confident and
completely be
making
buff.
money and tall and funny, and he's got to be soft
But not too soft,
And
because
willing-
we're like a strong man.
and willing to listen to your problems and maybe have a few solutions of his own to those problems that you're having outside. Okay, all right, nice.
You think it's good to have standards?
Is that a standard?
No, and I actually wanted to talk about like how women have these crazy ideals. We grew up with like Prince Charmings, you know, and we have this ideal, at least I did, this ideal man in my life, in my future, right? That encompasses everything under the moon that I wanted. And a lot of girls do have the same ideals, and I think it's important to
can hear
realize
Mama.
when it stops you from seeing people and from getting to know people, that's when it becomes a problem. There's this narrative that if it's a little less than perfect, then it's not worth it.
Yeah.
And sometimes less than perfect is what you want.
Yeah.
It's like nobody is perfect. We all have our flaws. You know, I don't go to the gym as many times I would love to, you know? But you still with me?
But for how long?
Shut
It's been
it.
a while since you've been to the gym. We'll see.
We'll see nothing, player. You
invisible-
stuck with
that
me.
invisible
We got
clock.
2 kids together.
Oh,
okay,
Lord, here we
this
go.
It.
Now-
This is it, player. This
She
ain't going
instantly
nowhere.
went to the arm twister. She's like, hold on now. 2 kids.
But yeah, nobody's perfect. So just finding that person that you click with, even if they're not much taller than you, or they're not as buff as you, or they're not the Prince Charming that you thought of when you were growing up, you know. You never know. That might be your Prince Charming, but you didn't realize when you first lay your eyes on him. What are your thoughts about this?
I think you were 100% right.
No. So we'll wrap it up here because we're running out of time. What is this?
Just keep talking. I'm doing my
Oh.
thing. Well, thank you everybody for watching. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Why don't you go ahead and let us know some of your ideals in the comments section and give us a like, a thumbs up.
All right. See you guys next Monday. Welcome to the 5th episode. Welcome to the
Welcome to the Positive Spin?
Yes.
Episode what?
Welcome to the Positive Spin. My name is Christina.
Are we going to do that every time? I thought you said you did not want to
I
do
don't want to do it.
that. Okay, so don't do it.
How do
Go.
I say it? Welcome to the Positive Spin. Today, what?
I've given it a nice smile. Can I smile?
An ideal. God damn it!
That's the way I want to do it.
You want to do that?
Yes, that's what I want to do. Fall over on the wheels and fall out the door for you. So yeah, if you've got those traits, you will have no... It sucks making movies. It's like, what am I in a goddamn Twilight Zone? It's deja vu. You know, like some people have to do like 50 takes.
And explain to me a 50-minute video about what you saw on YouTube.
You're an ass. What I see on YouTube.
Oh,
no, you're
random
talking about
videos and random facts.
I brought it up because it was
Adam
in the
his
natural.
random facts.
It was in the natural progression of
Okay.
everything. You go.
All right. You go and put that in.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh, I know you ain't gonna like that.
Put this.
All right.
So we'll wrap it up. Go ahead. You say it, cause I'm.